Today we've got a look at a camera that you may never have heard of, but it was a little ahead of its time, the VIVITAR ECO 35H from 1991. Now back in 1991, disposable cameras were pretty popular. Every wedding you went to had a disposable camera on each table. They were everywhere. Well, John Bourne, the president of VIVITAR at the time, he saw the popularity of disposable cameras, but he had some concerns about the waste and pollution that were involved with these throwaway cameras. So he had a little different idea, the reusable disposable camera. Now these days, reusable disposable cameras are a pretty familiar concept. Ilford Harman has their popular reusable 35mm camera. Kodak has its similar M35 available in some markets, and Lomography has a whole line of simple use reloadable film cameras, including their new analog aqua underwater version. So there's a lot of reloadable or reusable disposable cameras available today, but back in 1991, that wasn't really a thing until VIVITAR came out with the ECO 35. Now the model I have here is the ECO 35H, which is the same as the ECO 35, except this one has a hot shoe and the ECO 35 doesn't, and this one has green accents instead of the blue accents on the ECO 35. So to keep this competitive in price to the other disposable cameras out there, VIVITAR made this pretty bare bones. It's got a 34mm lens, fixed focus from around 3 feet to infinity. It's fixed aperture at f11, and it's got a fixed shutter speed of 1/125th of a second. It's essentially a 35mm box camera. The two things that set it apart are, of course, that it's reloadable, unlike other disposables, and its design. It actually won the Industrial Design Excellence Award from the Design Society of America, and it really does have a unique look. From the side, it looks a little like an old computer mouse. One other design quirk, its frame counter is on the bottom. I was able to run some FUJI SUPERIA 400 through the ECO 35H, which I processed with my Cinestill CS41 color simplified kit, and then scanned with my Epson V550. Let's see what I got. Are these images technically perfect? Nope, not even close. They're exactly the kind of fuzzy, grainy images you would expect from a disposable camera with a plastic lens. But I hope that some of these shots show that you can still get interesting images even on a camera as simple as this. Now, as much as I like the looks of this camera, there are a couple design elements that negatively impact its function. There's not really a good place to grip the camera on this side, and I accidentally got my fat fingers in the way on this shot. So just like the VIVITAR Ultra Wide and Slim, it's best to grip it like this and keep those fingers out of the way of that 34mm lens. The other thing I noticed is it was pretty hard to rewind the film. You really had to crank it. It was tight. It almost felt like I was going to break it. The eco in the name refers to it being more ecologically sound than your typical single-use camera. This one was actually even originally packaged in recycled materials. Now, eco can also refer to economical because not only was the camera inexpensive, but I was able to squeeze 40 pictures onto a single roll. Now, I can't see myself shooting this camera again, but I am glad I was able to try it out. If you want to see more film photography videos like this one, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. You can also check out my socials in the description down below. Until next time, do some good, have some fun, and shoot some film.